Good to see you again. Welcome back. Hopefully you had some good reflection on the 3 Gs. So let's recap here. Why are you in real estate? I'm in real estate because I want to demonstrate what true service looks like to my community in helping people with one of the biggest needs in their life, one of the biggest purchases in their life. I'm committing to being a servant-minded realtor. That's why I've done this. I want to serve others. How are you going to do that? Well, life is dictated by the values we choose to adopt as people. And how do I express that? How do I demonstrate that? Well, I've chosen to adopt 3 Gs. I've chosen values of growth, generosity, and gratitude to be how I choose to live out life. Okay, so what do you do to kind of demonstrate that? Well, here we are. Glad you asked that. How do you go about demonstrating these 3 Gs? Well, here is the outer ring of this Service Realtor Golden Circle. This outer ring is what we do to demonstrate our how, which is an extension of our why. I call these 9 components of the what our 9 principles. The principles we commit to that demonstrate our 3 values that help us live out this why. I want to go through these 9 principles with you today, and just like the how and the why, I hope you're committing to adopting these day-to-day kind of buzzwords, these actionables, these culture tools is what we often call them in our office. Let's get started. These are some really fun, just good tidbits to not only adopt, but to teach to others. Principle 1 is assume positive intent. Assume positive intent. This principle, again, like all of these, are a tool you can choose or choose not to use in your day-to-day life. Why would we care about assuming positive intent? Why does that matter? Well, I'm wondering if you've ever fallen guilty to assuming the worst in a situation, to assuming the negative in a situation. Or I'm wondering if you can think of an example in your life where someone else did not assume the best. They expected the worst or believed there was some sort of toxic conspiracy, that someone was out to destroy them, to ruin them, and that affected their behavior and how they handled the situation. As we're going through these, I'd encourage you to take notes. Write examples in your life of someone not using one of these principles well as we go through them. In addition to writing down some of the value for each one of these and why they matter. So again, I ask, with assume positive intent, can you think of a case where someone didn't? And what was the outcome? What did that feel like? What was that like? I suspect it was toxic, there was conflict, there was drama. It was not a productive experience for those involved. What if we could switch our default to assuming the best in people, to assume positive intent? Because here's a secret for you. Very rarely in our lives is there truly a dastardly villain twirling their evil mustache who's out to ruin your life. Shocker, I know. Mind blown, but there just aren't people like that out there in this world. And if there are very few of them. When more often than not, what's really going on is 2 people on different wavelengths. Someone acting one way that makes sense to them that is not making sense to us. Someone who's not aware of the damage they're causing. Someone's not aware of the waves they're making that are affecting you. You can save yourself a lot of frustration, stress, and hassle when you realize people are just built differently. People act differently, and it's just not gelling with me, but this person isn't out to destroy me. I should approach this person and seek to learn more. That segues us into our second principle. A lot of these are very interconnected. So if we assume positive intent in everything going on, we can help ourselves be level-headed. And now if we want to fix something or understand something, we live out the second principle. Come from curiosity. When there's something you don't get, when there's something you do not understand, do not reach conclusions, do not interpret it on your own. Don't have preconceived beliefs about what's going on and just attack them. Approach them with the mindset of, I want to listen and seek to understand. Hey, so-and-so, I noticed you're doing this thing this way. Help me understand that. Tell me more about why you're doing it that way. I want to understand how you're operating. Come from curiosity, seek to learn their perspective, why they're doing what they're doing, so you can get clarity on what they're up to, and if possible, then you can explain your perspective and why you're not understanding it, and just have an adult conversation. Get on the same page. That can only start with you lending an ear to make sure they are heard, versus just showing up with your agenda to spew at them. If you demonstrate a listening ear, it's amazing how someone reciprocates naturally the willingness to listen back. It starts with coming from curiosity and seeking to understand them. Principle 3, go to the source. How many times have you had an issue with someone and you've gone to someone else to talk about it? I think we're all guilty of that. And boy, are we aware of the damage we're causing, the conspiracies we're causing, the drama when we're going to other people and talking about someone. That is a toxic, toxic behavior that we cannot allow within a team, within our friend group, within our family, with the people we work with. You just got to go to the source. You've got to approach someone directly that you have issue with. And you got to seek to just put this thing out, to address it, to move forward instead of drawing it out. You're not going to really get solutions talking about it with other people, because that's not going to change that person's behavior. And I hope you have the strength to go to them directly instead of asking a middle person to do it for you. And knowing the first two principles, this shouldn't be a problem, because we know we'll assume positive intent and we're going to come from curiosity. It should not be scary to approach someone you're at odds with. And the most amazing thing often happens. They'll respect you for approaching them directly. They'll respect you when you approach them and you say, here's something I don't understand. Help me understand it. I want to learn where you're coming from. Let's keep moving on. I'm feeling good. I don't know about you. Principle 4. Principle 4 might be one of my most favorite. Principle 4, think of it as a shovel. Principle 4 is the statement, tell me more. One of the most powerful statements you can have in your tool belt. Imagine this. So often in life you walk past someone and they nod to you, you nod to them, you say, how you doing? They say, good. And they say, how are you? And you say, good. And you're just on autopilot and you pass each other and, well, that's that. Now imagine walking to someone and you nod and you say, how are you? And they say, good. And before they can ask, you say, what's good about your day today? Tell me what's good. Whoa, it's almost like a shock to people's systems. Like it's like a weird, I short-circuited there for a second. Wait, whoa, I was on autopilot. You're actually engaging me. You actually want to know? Tell me more about what's good about my day? Now you force them to stop and engage you and just really reflect and actually share information with you. If you want to establish relationships, if you want to connect with people, the most important thing you need is to actually learn about them. You can go from the surface level of, wow, tell me where you're from. Oh, I'm from so-and-so. Great, moving on to, tell me about your life, your childhood, what it was like. That's connection, folks. Actually learn someone's life story. When you learn about someone, you connect with someone, and those are the bonds we need to succeed in not just real estate, but in anything we do in life. Tell me more. It's a shovel to go deeper and deeper and deeper and take an interest in someone and learn about them. It's about, it is the means to connect with someone. Boy, it's a powerful tool. We will be talking more about Tell Me More often when we do role play, so get ready. Boy, that's good stuff. Principle 5, creating clear expectations. I'm convinced that in real estate and whatever you do in life, you could avoid 95% of the headaches and issues if you made sure there were clear expectations of what the transaction, the task, whatever it was you're doing. If you could have clear expectations, clarity on what was going to happen, what could happen, you would have circumvented 95% of the frustrations. I think most people are frustrated when they're blindsided by things they did not know could happen, things they did not plan for, things they did not expect. It is so crucial in life that when you're meeting someone, when you're working with someone, to make it a point to set clear expectations. We talked about the previous principle of coming from curiosity because people think differently than you do. With that in mind, we've got to pause and say, hey, let's look at what we're about to work together on, and let's make sure we're on the same page of what we're going towards and how we're going to approach it. What do we need to share together to know how to treat each other well, to know what we're working towards? For everyone you'd ever work with in real estate, any client you have, this might be one of the most important things you do early on in meeting with them. To explain the process, to explain how it works, to explain what working with you looks like. That is conveying clear expectations, creating clear expectations. If you can get on the same page with someone about what this thing will look like, if they know what could happen, what to expect, I believe you will circumvent so many issues that happen. Not just in real estate, but anything you do in life. Create clear expectations. Number 6, be present. Be present. This is all about respect. I can't see you right now, but there's a good chance you could possibly be glancing at your phone right now. And if I could see you, I wonder what message you're conveying to me. Boy, I can't tell you the nonverbal message being conveyed when you're talking to me and here I am like this. What am I doing there as I'm looking at my phone? I am demonstrating to you that you are not a priority to me. This thing in the moment is way more important than you. What kind of message is that when you send it to a potential client? That you don't care about what they're saying, that you don't really need to hear it, that something else is more important than what they're trying to tell you. My goodness, being present, actually showing people you are interested in what they're saying is, again, one of the most powerful ways people can feel like you care. One of the most important things to remember in life is that more than anything, most people just want to feel like they're heard and understood. And if you can't demonstrate being present, you are setting yourself up for a lot of issues. This one is tough for some. This next principle, I believe this is the 7th principle, if I'm doing counting right. This is practice empathy. There are times when we will get people when they're not at their best. I think we've already covered some principles that help with this. Assuming positive intent, coming from curiosity, going to the source. Those are great. Sometimes we're going to go to the source and we're going to be shut down and it's going to feel toxic. We're going to try and assume positive intent, but their interaction just felt negative. It felt rough. It felt raw. It felt rude. And here's where we have to dig deep and try and practice empathy. Rarely are there people who are truly villainous. So I wonder what their story is. Let's recall what we've learned so far, what we maybe need to find out. What's going on that would make me feel frustrated, feel blunt, rude, like maybe they just were in that one particular moment? I go to find out their life story is a high-stress story. Okay, let's stop and realize that and identify that and place ourselves in their shoes to say, in stressful situations, I'm not going to be at my best either. So instead of me taking it personally, getting upset, bent out of shape, let's just practice empathy to understand people won't always be at their best. Let's try and understand where they may be at in life and use that to better serve them and work with them versus just getting bent out of shape and taking things personally. Practicing empathy, putting yourself in someone else's shoes to better understand them so you can better serve them. Boy, this is really tough. Not everyone is naturally good at it. It is practice. Notice how we say practice empathy. We don't expect you to have it, but try and apply it where you can. Almost there, home stretch. Number 8, celebrate. This one's so fun. Celebrate. We talked about it in the last video as far as living a life of gratitude. Living a life of gratitude is expressing, getting tongue-tied, expressing appreciation for others, for celebrating. How do you feel when someone acknowledges you, commends you, literally celebrates you for something you've done or something you're talented at, something you're good with? Just imagine a case where that's happened for you. Boy, that's a bucket filler. It's an energizer. It fills up your battery. Imagine being someone who celebrates by default, someone who every day is looking for things to celebrate, for people to celebrate. strengths, accomplishments you want to make known to others about someone else. That's a feel-good lifestyle, celebrating others. It's a two-way street to celebrate others, to see that reaction they get when you're acknowledging them, that smile, that appreciation they feed back to you. Man, it's a self-energizer. Celebration can help people, especially those who are struggling, get a little boost that you didn't know they need. And boy, living a life of celebration helps rewire your brain to look for the good in the world. And there's something there that psychologists have studied, that when you're looking for the good, when you're living an optimistic life, your brain is more creative, it's more proactive, it's more effective at finding solutions. The behavior of celebrating can help your mind become more positive, more optimistic, and being an optimistic mind helps you see things better. There's some psychology behind that. It's proven. Positive mindsets help you solve things. Finally, final principle, go deeper, not wider. Real estate's going to definitely call on you to meet new people. That is a fact. You're going to have to meet new people. But tell me what sounds more appealing or like a healthier lifestyle to you. Having 2-minute conversations with 50 people, or having half an hour in-depth conversations with 5 people? What's going to be more valuable? It's those deeper connections you can make. When you're out networking, when you're out meeting people, I hope it's not your goal to say hi to every face you can. It's to connect with a few, to actually put time and care and a sense of being present and taking interest and using Tell Me More to actually learn someone's story and find a connection. For your sake, I hope you go deeper, not wider, with your relationships. There's a great saying out there that essentially reads, the trees that withstand the toughest storms have the deepest roots. There's a lot going on and that will be happening in your journey as a realtor. And I hope you take care of the relationships that matter to you. Your support system can be one of the most important things to your success. Being able to lean on the most important relationships you have to help you stay balanced and be your best self, that's crucial. So only go deeper, not wider, to network and connect with new people, but go deeper, not wider, for your sake, for your well-being. There it is, 9 principles. What we can do on a day-to-day basis, what we do to treat people the best way possible, to demonstrate our 3 Gs, to demonstrate that how for the why of being a true service-minded leader of our community. That is a powerful golden circle. That service-minded golden circle of the ideal realtor is going to stand out from the average realtor we've been talking about. If you can be all those things, if you can be the best version of yourself that's looking to serve others, not just as a cute billboard answer of I like helping people, but to strategically think of how you will act in your day-to-day life with these values and principles, you're going to set yourself apart from the average realtor. You're going to stand out. You're going to be that lighthouse I mentioned. You're going to be this amazing pillar to the people in your life. They will come to you for things they need, and so be it. They're going to think of you when they need help with real estate, and they're going to think of you when they learn other people need help with real estate because of the value you give to them, not because of some cute sales pitch, cute line, and certainly not because you're in it for yourself, looking for a free schedule, for a competitive, salesy, fun, cutthroat world, and for big bucks. That is not the why we need. We need a why of sincere service. What does that mean? We'll look to the how and the what, the values of the 3G and those 9 principles for some direction of the best type of realtor you can be.